another video. This is market analysis. This is just like a weekly, bi-weekly thing that we're going to be doing where we just break down the markets, really see what happened this week, what we're expecting next week. If there's anything important going on, then we'll just touch on that. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. So really this week my focus has been on gold and Bitcoin again. Reason being is because I know that if I'm looking for positions, I can actually get a lot out of those. They've been moving alongside the indices. They've been moving a lot. I've actually haven't been involved in it. I've just been kind of just preying the markets. But in terms of gold and what's happened, let's just have a zoom out just for anyone who's not up to speed. Don't worry about the markets and the zones. Just look at the chart. So this is the daily chart on this side, and on this side you have the 4 hour chart, so it's a bit more zoomed in. But looking at the daily chart, you can see that we reached this high. I know we spoke about it last time, and then since then, I think it was about here, and then we broke down as expected. Okay, so since then we broke down. Maybe I was expecting it to come to this zone. It kind of went shy to this zone, but it's still liquidated, quotation marks, these areas here. So as it's come down and tapped into these important levels where you probably have some stop sitting, some sell orders, whatever, it's liquidated that and instantly it's pushed up. So that's what you want to see really if you're thinking, okay, is this going to continue up into this area? So instant movement, break of structure here on the 4 hour chart. Now what's happened in a more weekly basis, what's happened is we pushed up, came above again, pushed down to take some to grab some liquidity. So originally I was thinking, okay, we'll probably grab some liquidity and we'll keep on going, which is shaping up to do. It's been a bit volatile in between. It's just understandable because there was NFP this week. Figures weren't too great. I think there was a lower number of jobs in the US market. So NFP in the non-farm payrolls in the US market really always has a shake up in the markets, because obviously they're kind of the leading power in the world. So everyone is looking to their markets to kind of get a gauge on what's happening everywhere else. So, but obviously that power is shifting. But that's a topic for another that's a topic for another day. But you can see that it's started to push up a little bit, and really right now, if I can see, the bias is already there. So going through a mind of a trader, you want to obviously get your bias. You want to see the points that's already happened. You want to see what could happen to make this a high quality trade. And then also you do the exact same thing in the opposite direction. Right now, I'm only really seeing buy signals. I can't really see any reason to sell, especially because we've already came up here, pushed higher. Okay, cool. Grab this liquidity. Break this high, come down here, grab some liquidity to keep the run going to all-time highs or maybe even further. And the fact that obviously we already know gold is something that's a safe haven, especially when there's times of war and things like that. So as you know, unfortunately in the world there's things going on like that. So we are looking to put our money in safe havens and not in economies and things like that, even though they have been doing well. So anyway, right now I'm just looking for maybe a buy signal. Obviously it's the end of the week, so we're not really trading or anything like that. Maybe next week when we come to the markets, we might start looking to see how gold wants to shape up to start going to the upside. But yeah, that's my bias. And if anything changes that, I'd probably think, okay, if we push down here and we close down here on, like, I don't know, like a 4 hour candle and we close below this area, then I might just chill for a little bit, see what happens, see if we can actually fill this entire gap. But anything that kind of spikes down here, I'm just going to sit on my hands for a bit, see what happens. But yeah, that's kind of my insight on gold. Moving over to Bitcoin, because I know I said I was looking at that as well, and well, it's actually pushing down to an area where I was looking at. As you can see, there's zones there, but let me just zoom out so I can give you a full view. So that's the weekly chart. I might drop down to the daily. The daily chart, you can see push down, taking out these levels. Spoke about that last week, so I want to kind of zoom in a little bit. And yeah, the benefit of this is where you can see where we've gone from last week to this week. So yeah, this week, obviously we've come up here. At first I thought, okay, maybe we might push down and just make one big move down. We didn't. Instead, what we did is we made a higher point. So when we came down, I could see that, okay, cool, we're probably gonna come down below this level and grab some lows. I mean, grab some liquidity to take these highs up here, which is what happened. Pushing down now, similar thing I'm looking at to happen really, and we just continue this buy strength up into here. Right now, it does probably need some liquidity, so I understand why it would come down so low. Let me get this fib out of the way because it's just okay. Okay. Anyway. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, you can see there's a little position here, and sometimes in the markets you can see there's smaller positions on a smaller time frame. So this is like an hour trade here, or hour chart trade. You can see price broke above this level. I'm looking for like we call it a demand setup, where we pull back to a fair value gap, and then we look for entries up into the highs. Anyway, price is pushed down. The reason why we haven't bought again, because that's a whole different trade, and this a whole different thing. In this example, we're most likely going to break this level, since if we came from here and pushed down and then went straight up, that's different. But what we've done is we came down, pushed up, then came back down. So right now that's a high risk trade, and it's probably most likely going to be a sell. So you don't really want to be getting into things like that. But yeah, Bitcoin right now, it's a coin toss. It's always a coin toss, but my bias probably sits with the buyers to take out these highs here. If not, and we start pushing below these levels, then okay, cool. Then those sells that we was talking about way down here and even further, that's on the table, and that's something that we're looking to capitalize on. Yeah, but that's it right now. I want to kind of touch on the indices. This is just the Nasdaq daily chart. You can see what is the daily chart on this side? You can see it's just been in a bullish run ever since April it was, and yeah, all-time highs, breaking that, making more all-time highs. You want to be careful in times like this. You don't want to be buying at tops, you don't want to be selling at tops either. You really want to be sitting on your hands and waiting for something that is high quality, something with a good grade in its risk as well. You don't really want to just be just shooting hella shots. If you are reserved, cool. If you are aggressive and you make profit off of it, okay, cool, you made profit, but how long is that going to last, just being aggressive? So times like this, if you missed the long-term buy, I'm not really talking about any short-term sales, I mean short-term positions here, because on this I'll probably be looking at some long-term positions, and when I say that, it could be like weekly, monthly, not like yearly, even though that's something that you should be probably doing, just buying into indices or whatever, but it's not financial advice. But yeah, for trading, it's probably, if what I'm looking at personally is probably weekly sales, like intraday sales and things like that, or buys. So yeah, there's a few things going on in the markets. Obviously, we know that in the US, Trump is planning on budget cuts, so we could see a decrease in the indices, stocks, and that whole entire just economy, and then an increase in the currencies and things like that. So you do want to be careful. You do want to wait and see how the market prices that in. It could price it in from earlier. It could wait until it's actually actioned and then price it in, and then it could just run up till then. It's just something to be aware of and understand what's painting the picture behind the information as well. Sometimes fundamentals can kind of just be noise, but it is good to kind of know the big players, like for example NFP, interest rates, and things like that are working in the market. But anyway, that's just a quick market analysis. Hopefully you can see what's going on, maybe even make some positions, trade some positions, see some positions, set up some things for next week. If not, then listen man, it's just good to have your eyes on the market, just get that pattern recognition going and just stay in it. But that's all I got. Peace and love. I'm out.